Hello, my name is Navigator. In today's video, we're going to be doing another discussion talking about what the best weapon in Fallout 76 is. Over the past couple weeks, I've kind of been throwing a community post out there every once in a while talking about what the best weapon, or at least what you guys think the best weapon in Fallout 76 is. And this past week, I put out a community post and added some pictures and stuff to it. So maybe you guys would maybe click on it a little bit, added a poll, and I got a lot of responses to this. So today, we are going to get to the bottom of currently the best weapon in Fallout 76. If you are curious and you don't really feel like looking in the description of this video is coming out in January of 2024. So a fairly decent way to kick off this year by finding out what the best weapon might be. I'm trying to think what other things I can say. This video is really for, honestly, everybody. I mean, even me as like a level nearly 500 now, I still am not sure what the best weapons might be, especially after the legacy removal. And for newer players, this will be great because it will give you stuff to strive for and weapons to kind of be on the lookout, or, legendary effects as well. But with that being said, I do want to have a disclaimer. This might be a little bit of a long video. I do apologize, but I have 41 different comments, and I'm really going to try to get through them as fast as possible. What I'm going to do is read through them and then kind of in my head tally up, the votes or how many people said this or that. However, I have looked through the comments, and man, there is a lot of variation. There are some people that have lots of different builds, that prefer lots of different weapons, and yeah, we'll kind of see that. I'm just going to get my opinion out of the way first. My favorite gun in this, or weapon, I don't know how YouTube's going to feel about me saying that word, but weapon is going to be the lever action rifle. In my opinion, that is the best weapon ever created, no matter the form or variation, but, I digress, whatever. The other thing I do want to say is that the poll that this entire video is based off of, the weapons I threw on there were the Enclave Flamer, the Chainsaw Auto Axe, the Fixer, and I had other comment below, which is where we got all these comments. The reason I threw the Chainsaw and the Auto Axe in there is because that is what I currently use. If you are a pretty, normal player, I don't really like sweat the game out a lot, like grinding XP, going to West Tech, stuff like that. If you're a fairly casual gamer like me, I would suggest using the Chainsaw or the Auto Axe with decent rolls. But that's just me. That's just me right now. Down the line, that could completely change. But yeah, lever action and the Chainsaw or the Auto Axe, that would be my recommendation. All right, the poll, though. The answer that 50% of people responded to was the Fixer. And I know the Fixer was a popular weapon, so I kind of threw that in there, but I was not expecting it to win. So we're going to see maybe if some comments below can explain it further. But as far as I know, the Fixer is a really, really great weapon. Incredibly awesome, especially if you're a stealth build. All right, enough of me rambling on. Let's get into this. And of course, thank you to all who commented. Okay, so the QC Gamer says, nothing can replace my beloved Cold Shoulder, good for PvE and PvP. Personally, I don't really PvP, haven't really done it in a long time, but I can definitely relate to the PvE. The Cold Shoulder is awesome. When that gun first came out, I told you this was going to be the best, at that point, I had told you guys this was the best weapon in the game, and there was a lot of things that went into consideration with that. But at that point, that was the best weapon in the game, given everything. And of course, if you want to know why, you can comment and I'll explain to you. But the Cold Shoulder is really awesome. And now that you can buy it for gold bullion, as opposed to missing out on it from the previous Rip Daring Battle Pass, it is fairly accessible to pick up. If you are a newer player, I would definitely suggest that. But thank you, QC. I do appreciate that. Daniel Field says, my quad explosive railways do a boatload of damage for bosses, but overall, the quad faster fire rate Fixer is my go-to on all my characters. So there you go. Another vote for the Fixer, and man, quad faster fire rate definitely is going to be doing some damage. So thank you, Daniel, for that comment. Joel Jaboy says base weapon mods or with legendaries because the quad explosive railway rifle is unrivaled in my opinion. I have heard that same sentiment from other players even long before I started had the concept of making this video. But yes, the quad explosive railway rifle, jeez, that's a mouthful, is pretty good. I think Monkey used to use that at one point. If you guys remember Monkey. It's been a while since he's been on the channel, but Monkey is always a great friend. Pipe is love, pipe is life. I had to throw that one in there. Love that comment. Of course, a little inside joke for some Fallout players. Pat Hinkley, who is a frequent commenter here on the channel, says, Cold Shoulder. That weapon is the only one I use. It's so OP, especially against cryptids and bosses. I know, surprise. Not really a surprise, though. The Cold Shoulder is a great weapon. A little side note, I forget what the name of the perk is, but whatever perk makes it so you have a chance to like where your clip will reload instantly, always have that on with the Cold Shoulder because it triggers fairly frequently, especially when you get it up to the max rank. I mean, you could have a 16-shot Cold Shoulder, which was, when that came out, it was insane. I think I showed it off here on the channel. But regardless, Pat, I do appreciate that. Seven Clouds Fishing says, Vampires Electric Auto Axe. There you go. Vampires is a legendary effect that a lot of people use, and you'll be hearing it a lot in this video. It's really awesome. Gives you your health back, makes it so you're alive a little bit longer. Very good for bloody builds. All right. Easy Fallout says, probably not considered the best, but I love handmaids. There's actually 4 replies to this comment. Jolja Boy says, I like handmaids as well. And Quit Pulling On It says, I don't throw a suppressor on it either. Love to hear the handmaid ripping off during events. That's true. Has a very unique noise, but of course the handmaid, great weapon, fully automatic AK. I mean, heck, in real life, you can take an AK-47 and shoot it under 3 feet of mud pretty much. So of course that thing is going to be not only reliable, but also incredibly resourceful and useful. So there you go, the handmade. Moving on here, random game glitches and unboxing says Ultrasight Gatling Laser, preferably anti-armor or BFFR. I forget what the B is. But I know Faster Fire, I forget what the B is. But regardless, Ultrasight Gatling Laser. I mean, hey, you bring a Gatling Laser to a boss event or really any kind of event you're doing. I mean, heck, it could be a group of 3 ghouls. Those guys are going to get eviscerated. So, of course, the Ultrasight Gatling Laser has to be up there. And this is one coming from Sean Adams that I know we will hear a lot and will probably be in the running for the best weapon. That's going to be Holy Fire or any other vampire flamer. And after that, a decent handmade with good rolls. And I love my chainsaw. So kind of a 3-in-1 there. But Holy Fire is what I really want to put a pin in. I think that that is going to be at least top 3. Not only because of how well it does, but because of how fairly accessible it is. Either A, you can go and do the, what is it? It's not, is it the Beasts of Burden event? If it's not Beasts of Burden, it's the Jersey Devil one. Sorry, the Blue Devil one. My bad. It's one of those events you can get Holy Fire from, or I'm sure you can message or check in a player's vendor, and they'll have it pretty cheap. I'm sure people have a lot of those. Moving on, though. Let's see. Sorry, I almost read the same comment. And, oh yeah, here we go. Patriot Brigade says, never can replace my lever action. A man after my own heart. There you go. The lever action, incredibly reliable, not just in game, but also in real life. Perceived Velocity, great friend of the channel, says, I do not min-max. I used to use the fixer, but it made the game too easy. I got bored when I was a stealth commando. Now I run a quad explosive 50 cal in vampire chainsaw. Whoa! That was a lot of my vocal cords. In my opinion, having fun is more important than being the most powerful. And Velocity, this is why I love you, my man. This is why you're the best, and I always try to showcase you, because I could not agree more. Now, a little side note here. This is kind of a philosophy that I have with the game. Sure, I could have an insane build. I could have all of my armor be, I don't know, Sentinels unyielding. I don't really even care about my armor. I could have the best build in the world, but eventually I'm going to get bored. I like to give myself a challenge. To this day, if I'm using my lever action, which is 2-shot bolts explode +1 perception, if I go up against a boss, even like a sheep squatch, it's going to take me a minute to kill him. It honestly will. However, that's the challenge in the game, and especially when you get to probably above 500, maybe even before that, the challenge really isn't there anymore. So you want to challenge yourself a little bit, and at the same time have fun with it. So just like Perceived Velocity says, I think having fun is more important than being the most powerful. Although, we're kind of having a video here talking about what the most powerful weapon is, so it's got a double-edged sword a little bit there. He does have 2 replies out there. Okay, they're not exactly related. Wastelord. Biggest friend of the channel, you kidding me? Says a vampire flamer. So there you go. The flamer is really up there. Enclave or not, fuel is easy to find, and the flamer does high damage, meaning it's an all-around great weapon that doesn't break often or need a super in-depth build or constant sneaking. I would say that's more associated with the Flamer because, man, the Enclave Flamer, that thing breaks down after like a magazine pretty much. But Lord, what the heck? Waste. That's what I was going to say. I do appreciate your comment, my man, and it really does seem like the Flamer, Holy Fire or not, is really going to be up there for the best weapon. So let's see what else we got. Pingawingman 7710 says best weapon in Fallout is a Wastelander named Pingawingman. Once seen him take out 3 bosses with 1 fat man shot. Well, there you go. There you go. It's undoubtable, folks, unrivaled. Pingawingman 7710 is the best weapon in Fallout 76. As always, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys. But thank you, Pingwing. That was a nice laugh, and I'm sure some people in the audience are laughing as well. Panda165 YouTube says, not as strong as the Enclave Flamer, but much more useful is the automatic Enclave Plasma. I have several versions from anti-armor, vampires, and all in between. They are excellent weapons and ammo is so easy to come by either in combat or ammo boxes. They look brilliant in a, Scorch Beast Queen. I almost said close quarters combat because of the acronym, but SBQ fight are my favorite, funny enough being Uranium Fever, mutated, or normal. Still farming every drop connection I can, and now find the automatics are a very rare drop. Very, very great weapon with the right build, and so much more practical than the Flamer version, of which I also have many. So there you go. It seems like right now in the running we have, Flamers, including the Plasma Flamer or Plasma Rifle, Well, yeah, that's kind of what's in the running right now, what it's seeming like. And here we go. I'm really going to try not to butcher this. Alex Sushevsky says, Holy Fire. Man, a few words right there. There you go. Holy Fire. 2-shot Cryolator. And this one has 5 replies. Yeah, 1 gun army, they're saying, in heavy gun perks maxed, and it completely destroys. If you get 50 VATS crit, even better. Also, make sure it has the crystallized barrel. And then another comment here says, I run a 2-shot faster fire rate, 25% VATS, whatever, cryo, and it doesn't even need any heavy gunner perk or power armor, to destroy enemies. So there you go. The Cryolator. An underdog, really. I mean, I've used the Cryolator, and I don't really think it was that great. So I might have to check that out. But there you go, the Cryolator in the running. Next comment comes from Anti-Insomnia 8314. I ran 2 characters, 1 chainsaw, the other fixer. So there you go. There you go. Top 3 right now as we're going through here. Based on the votes from the poll and the comments, number 1 is going to be Flamer of any variation. Number 2, it's looking like Chainsaw's number 2 or any kind of auto weapon. And then number 3, majority based on the poll that I had, is going to be Fixer. So keep that in mind. Good to be me. 727 says my Gauss shotguns. Gauss shotguns incredibly reliable and effective. I will say those are up there, at least top 10 with the best weapons in the game. Norse Raider 84 says the 50 cal heavy machine gun is really fun and awesome. And that's kind of the 3rd time we've said that. I believe Waste was kind of, did he say that or somebody else? Waste and Velocity were kind of mentioning the fact that the 50 cal is not bad. And honestly, I have one myself. I know that Monkey was using some heavy guns for a while. I can't remember. I had a friend who used the 50 cal. Might have been, I don't know, maybe it was Waste. I don't remember. But dude, I mean, look at the historical stats. You go back to World War II, Vietnam, even up to present day, the Browning 50 cal machine gun still puts in work both in real life and in the game. Not to mention if you have a bullets explode factor in there. So there you go. Thank you, Norse Raider. I appreciate that. What do we got here? Quad explosive, 25 LAP handmade. Oh, something with AP. See, listen, guys, it's been a while since I've been in the trading game, so I'm not exactly understanding these acronyms, but there you go. Quad explosive handmade, and then quad railway. It's looking like, yeah, quad railway. So there you go. Handmade and railway. It's looking like right now the railway is going to be in like fourth place, jeez. And then handmaids at 5th, so there you go. But I appreciate that, Evo214. Thank you for that comment. But yeah, I gotta brush up on my acronyms for Fallout 76. Mr. Kibble says, I'll stick with my anti-armor explosive and furious explosive, but does not say what the weapon is. Just says AAE and furious explosive. So, Mr. Kibbles, if you're watching this video, please let me know. What weapon are you talking about? I mean, really, anything anti-armor explosive or furious explosive is going to be pretty sweet, but let me know. What are you talking about? Another wonderful friend of the channel, Felonious Eve, says explosive 50 cal. Not the strongest by any means, but the fun meter is at max. And honestly, I am going to probably throw in the fun meter as a consideration for the best weapons. I think it is important to have fun with the weapons, and it's one thing, like you could have a stick that does the most damage in the game, but it's not going to be too much fun to use. On the other hand, though, you could have a, like, Cable from Deadpool 2 mishmash of a Thompson, shotgun, whatever, the coolest looking gun you've seen in your life, and it could be shooting BBs. It's still going to be a lot more fun and entertaining to use that than it would be the stick, but then again, as I'm saying that, it would be pretty fun to kill a Scorchbeast Queen with a stick. That'd be kind of cool. But I digress. There we go. Thank you for that, Eve. That is really sweet. Freaky6852 says, for me, anti-armor explosive 50 cal or vampires explosive 50 cal and holy fire. So there you go, folks. I think you can already tell what number one's going to be. I usually run. So there you go. Thank you for that, Freaky. And the final comment that we have here is going to be the fixer ain't that good, mainly for stealth it is. So there we go. Kind of pooping there on the fixer, for lack of a better term. Although I'm sure you can find out what that term was. But here we are. End of the video. And before I get into this, I do want to say, if there are any comments that I've missed, or whether they've been on older videos or stuff like that, I do apologize. Maybe we'll kind of do a part 2 later in the year, and I will include those. But for now, let's start with number 4. And it's looking like number 4 is going to be... Okay, let's start with number 1. Let's do number 1, get that out of the way, because I'm trying to do all this in my head as I'm looking at my screen. Number 1, most definitely, is going to be a Vampire's Flamer. There you go. Whether that be Holy Fire, whether that be an Enclave Flamer, whether that be a normal Flamer that you have rolled yourself, it seems like it's going to be the Vampire's Flamer. And if you were to combine that with a bloodied build, I mean, there you go. You got a ton of damage, and you don't have to worry about that little sliver of health diminishing as you're fighting a boss or, little event, whatever it is. But there you go, folks. You can click off the video now if you want. The best weapon in Fallout 76 is a Flamer, specifically a Vampire's Flamer. However, one thing I can say is that we are a little biased. This is, of course, just my channel and their responses. I'm sure if you talk to every Fallout player, maybe a different weapon would be at the top there, but there you go. Number 2 is going to be the chainsaw. Once again, this is based off what I saw in these comments, but the second most commented thing had to have been the chainsaw. So there you go. Chainsaw, favorite of mine. I absolutely love it, especially with that rare Halloween skin that we got, I believe, last year around when the Pit came out. Yeah, I would 100% agree. Oh no, Pit came out in 2022. Man, I'm getting old. But there you go. So number 1, Vampire's Flamer. Number 2, Chainsaw. And then number 3 is going to be the 50 cal, folks. I'm putting it there. A lot of people commented it. A lot of people were saying how much they liked it. Even though it might not do the most damage, it is still fun, and you do have to take that in consideration. On top of that, though, I mean, it's not like it's doing no damage. I mean, it's a 50 cal, for Christ's sake. And especially if you got like 2-shot explosive. I think you could probably do that on the 50 cal, right? Yeah. There you go. That thing's going to be the best. And number 4, and I will say this, I'm going to kind of put number 3 and number 4 interchangeably, but based on what I've seen, that is going to be the Railway Rifle in some variation. I'd say probably the best is going to be a 2-shot Bullets Explode or Bullets Explode of some kind, but the Railway, you get a quad on there. There you go. And speaking from experience, I see a lot of people using the Railway Rifle, so it's got to be good. Got to be good. Number 5, though, and I think that I will cap it at number 5. We'll kind of do a top 5 here. Is going to be, and this is me totally domineering the list here, it's going to be the Cold Shoulder. And that, I think for a very good reason, I'm going to put it there. Number 1, because it's fairly easy to get. It's very easy to get for, lower level players. I mean, under rank 100, you can definitely get that and use it to your best advantage. I'm not even sure what the price of the gold bullion would be. You can go grab it at Giuseppe's. I think that's where it would be. But man, that thing is amazing. It is so nice, has some great effects on it, and on top of that, it's not even a legendary. It just has unique effects. It's super cool, has some awesome, awesome skins to it, and yeah, you gotta love that cryo effect too, so there you go. All right, folks, so that is top 5. Once again, number 5 is the Cold Shoulder. Number 4 is the, well, I'm almost forgetting now, the Railway Rifle of some variation. Number 3 is the 50 cal, which once again can be interchangeable with the Railway. You could swap those in positions of 3 and 4. Number 2 is going to be the Chainsaw, and number 1 is going to be a Vampire's Flamer, whether that be a normal flamer that you've rolled, Holy Fire, or an Enclave Flamer. We've known for a while that the Enclave Flamer has to be up there with the best weapons, but man, it really seems like Holy Fire specifically has taken the cake. So there you go, guys. If you don't already have that weapon, I would totally suggest going out and hunting for it, doing those events. Keep an eye out. But man, very surprising. I was not expecting the Flamer to be at the top of that. And I want to let you know, whether this is me being lazy or not, but I did not read any of these comments before I started the video. I put my life on that. None of them. So this is a total surprise to me. I was not expecting that at number 1. I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe were, but I definitely wasn't. But yeah, there you go, folks. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekends, and now you can understand and have the information to go out there and be the most powerful in the wasteland. Although you might want to have some fun while you're at it. Folks, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. AEW Rampage is on tonight, so I got to go get going and watching that. I'm not sure if you guys are wrestling fans at all, but I sure am. And yeah, there you go. Folks, I really do appreciate it. And let me know what you think in the comments below. If I was wrong, let me know what your top 5 would be. Please, that's the one thing I ask of you. Let me know what your top 5 is. Once again, I want to say it. This is only a microcosm of the entire Fallout community. We can't exactly get all the information, you know, so maybe somebody else has a different number 1 out there, a different number 2, different number 5, whatever it may be. Let me know below, and maybe sometime down the line, I can make another video correcting the top 5 list that has just been made. But there you go, folks. I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to do my outro. My name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.